The man who may have stopped President Donald Trump's would-be assassin is sharing his story. That's where we're starting the 7 from The Washington Post. I'm Rennie Svirnovsky, in for Hannah Jewell. It's Friday, July 11th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. 1 year ago Sunday, on July 13th, 2024, gunfire erupted at Donald Trump's campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania.
If you want to really see something that said, take a look at what happened.
Aaron Zalaponi caught sight of the shooter's head and shoulders jutting above the peak of a roofline, about 115 yards away. The Butler County SWAT team operator was standing in an open field between the gunman and the rally stage. He snapped up his rifle, aligned the red dot of its scope with the shooter's chin, and fired a single shot. According to Zalaponi, would-be assassin Thomas Matthew Crooks immediately jerked to his right and slumped back from the roof's edge. Crooks got off 8 gunshots and then suddenly stopped. It left Trump bloodied, 1 rally-goer dead, and 2 seriously injured, and it possibly changed the course of American history. Zalaponi, a 46-year-old Army combat veteran, is convinced that his round struck Crooks's rifle and forced him to stop shooting. His belief that he cut short the assassination attempt has been echoed by Butler County's district attorney, the county's SWAT team commander, and a congressman who investigated the events of that day. Yet 1 year later, the significance of Zalaponi's shot is unresolved. The FBI has said it found no evidence that the shot hit Crooks or his rifle. This morning, the Post published the first extensive interview with Zalaponi. Find it in our newsletter. Trump will visit Texas today in the wake of last weekend's catastrophic floods. That's number 2. The president is expected to meet with first responders and affected families. The floods in central Texas have killed at least 118 people, making it one of the deadliest disasters in state history. At least 173 people are still missing. The Trump administration's actions ahead of the floods have faced scrutiny. FEMA officials said search and rescue efforts were slowed by budget rules imposed by Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. According to a Post report, Noem had to approve every purchase, contract, and grant over $100,000. Officials said that delayed deployments of critical resources. The Post will be covering Trump's Texas visit live on our homepage. Number 3, the State Department will begin mass layoffs in the coming days. Back in May, Secretary of State Marco Rubio told Congress that the department planned to reduce its U.S. workforce by more than 15%. That's almost 2,000 people. The plan had been held up by legal action. But this week, the Supreme Court cleared the way for the Trump administration to launch its plans to carry out mass firings at 19 federal agencies while litigation continues. Yesterday, State Department staff were informed that layoff notices would soon start going out via email. The memo did not detail the number of employees who would be let go. The uncertainty has hit morale at the department. Some workers are exasperated with the plans to fire people, especially at a time when many were asked to work additional hours to assist U.S. citizens seeking to flee the Middle East amid Israel's war with Iran. A federal judge placed a new block on Trump's ban on birthright citizenship. That's number 4. 2 weeks ago, the Supreme Court opened a path for the Trump administration to begin enforcing a controversial order to limit the automatic granting of citizenship to anyone born on U.S. soil. But yesterday, a federal judge in New Hampshire stepped in. U.S. District Court Judge Joseph LaPlante agreed to a request from civil rights groups to certify a class action lawsuit. It was filed on behalf of U.S.-born children or future children whose automatic citizenship could be jeopardized by the president's order. The case could quickly return to the Supreme Court to determine whether the judge's decision complies with its ruling last month. Number 5. At least one American will have a shot at Wimbledon glory this weekend. 6 years ago, Amanda Anisimova made her first Grand Slam semifinal as a precocious teen at the French Open. Yesterday, she reached her second, and she won.
Again, very much. Amazing Amanda. Emotional. 6-4, 4-6, 6-4. And the top seed beaten.
She out-hit world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka for a 6-4, 4-6, 6-4 victory that veered from competitive to spicy. It sent her into tomorrow's Wimbledon final against 5-time Grand Slam champion Iga Swiatek. Anisimova is the first American woman to reach the final since Serena Williams in 2019. Today, another American hopes to join her in this weekend's finals. Taylor Fritz will place Spanish phenom Carlos Alcaraz in a men's semifinal. Alcaraz is seeking a three-peat, having won at Wimbledon the past 2 years. On Sunday, the winner will take on whoever triumphs between Novak Djokovic and Jannik Sinner in the other semifinal. Google's latest AI tool lets users turn photos into videos. That's number 6. Google said yesterday that its Gemini AI app will now let paying users make 8-second videos out of still images. Upload a photo, describe what you want to happen, and Google's video generator will spit out a short scene. So far, we've seen people use the tech to animate old photos, spin up sci-fi landscapes, and string together longer than 8-second narratives. Video generators work by training algorithms on huge caches of images, videos, text, and audio. Their output is often imperfect. We've all seen the extra fingers and the disappearing legs. But other times, the resulting video feels indistinguishable from real footage, making it tough to tell when a clip is AI-generated. Some fear the power could be misused for just $19.99 a month. And at number 7, theatergoers in London are reenacting January 6th. For the past month, audiences in London's West End have been acting out the events of January 6th, 2021. That's when a pro-Trump mob stormed the U.S. Capitol in one of the most violent and divisive days of modern American democracy. Instead of just watching the show play out on stage, attendees at Fight for America are active participants. They sing, chant, roll dice, and maneuver tiny figurines around a model of the Capitol. The show is part tabletop strategy game, part political experiment. The production might seem like a dark, even tasteless parody, but organizers say they're trying to make audiences reflect on political polarization. The unusual project was meant to debut in the United States, but after Trump's election victory last fall, the team behind it pivoted to London. A DC run is still planned for January, to coincide with the 5th anniversary of the riot. That's our show for this week. The associate producer of The 7 is Taylor White. Our staff writers are Jamie Ross and Hannah Jewell. John Taylor is our editor. Additional editing by Christina Quinn. Copy editing by Melissa No and Thomas Haliba. Mixing and sound design is by Jim Briggs and Justin Garish. Our theme music is by Edith Mudge. Renita Jablonski is our director of audio. I'm Rennie Svirnovsky. Thanks for listening and have a great weekend. You can look forward to Hannah being back on mic on Monday. We'll see you then.